One click is all it takes to lose everything.
We are in a cyber war. You can either be a defendant or you could be a victim.
Amazon's approach of putting the competition out of business instead of acquiring them puts a new twist on how entrepreneurs think about building businesses. I remember 15, 20 years ago when I was building and selling businesses, it was all about getting acquired. That was the model that Microsoft, Cisco, Yahoo, all these companies basically utilized. Is they said, let's have these brilliant entrepreneurs build these entities, prove that there's a market, get some customers, and then they'll go ahead and acquire your company. It was great, right? So when I thought about building businesses 15, 20 years ago, I was always thinking about, okay, what is a new niche in the market that I could be one of the top 3 players? Because remember, you didn't have to be number 1, because whatever Microsoft acquired, everyone else did. So it was typically, if you were one of the top 3 to 5 players in emerging technology, there was a really good probability you would get acquired. However, today it's quite different. Amazon takes the approach of let's go in and destroy the competition. Let's put them out of business, and then we'll go in and compete against them in their own market. A great example is Amazon went in over the last couple of years and put out of business Toys R Us and Borders and many big retailers. And then what did they do this year? They started opening up retail stores, right? That's basically the Amazon model, which means if you're an entrepreneur like me, we now have to think differently. When we're building companies, we have to go in and say, okay, can we build a company in an area that Amazon's not going to care about, that Amazon's not going to worry about, at least for the near future? Right? If you're sort of in the Jeff Bezos will be empire of the universe, right? They will eventually take over the world. But what you want to say is, okay, can I get in and out, make my money, either build a stable enough business so I'm financially sound, and or get acquired before Amazon wants to move into that space? It's unfortunate, but I meet with a lot of VCs. I sit with a lot of startup companies, and it's funny, but the conversation you need to have today if you're starting a business is, where are you on Amazon's radar? Because if you're a big blip on Amazon's radar screen, if you're in an area that Amazon is aggressively going after, don't go there. Because they will destroy you, they will crush you, right? And then they will go in and open up competing businesses. That's the new model today. So if you're an entrepreneur, we have to change how we think about the world. Instead of thinking about how do we get acquired, how do we make sure we build a viable business, what we need to think about today is, can we get in an industry, build a product, get enough of a following before we get crushed? Can we basically stay out of the path of Godzilla, right, Amazon, and make sure that our company can survive long enough so we can make enough money, establish a good customer base, and ultimately still get acquired by other companies? But unfortunately, Amazon is not in the business of acquiring. They are typically in the business of crushing and putting you out of business.